Hello guys, this is a video to show how to add signatures and initials to executed contracts or contracts that are already um, messed around with and are no longer editable. In other words, what I'm saying is after somebody has signed a contract or it's a faxed contract that you receive as a PDF or a fax or email, and there's some changes, maybe revised by the seller or listing agent, attorneys, and you want to have your buyer initial some changes or change prices or cross off information in the contract and set up initials. This is a video demonstrating how to do that. This is something that everybody keeps asking and not sure how to go about, so I just wanted to clarify, show how easy it is. So basically, whether you upload a contract from your computer, from an email that you receive from a seller, you can upload it here or browsing your computer, or you already have the file inside the file, the document inside the file, and it's already signed by the party, if everybody's signed electronically. Even if it's a contract that has been signed electronically, you can no longer change anything after it's signed. So you can only add things to it, but you cannot change. You cannot undo a signature. If you undo it, you're going to have to request a signature again. But basically, whatever you do after somebody has signed something, or this is uploaded as a PDF through an email, now it becomes a little bit different to approach and add changes, because you can only add changes and then you have to request a signature on top of that. So this is how you would do it. You would actually open a document, click on edit. It's going to transform this document into an editable form, which we're going to do right now. Taking a little while. It's good that you see that sometimes it can take a little while. Don't go anywhere, just wait for it. Finally, okay, so here we go. So this is how long it might take. Don't get discouraged and go closing windows because it takes a little while. Sometimes that's what it takes. So again, this is a contract that has already been signed, executed, cannot be touched unless you want to change something, and then therefore you're going to have to put some new initials or signatures depending on what you're changing. This is just for demonstration purposes. Of course, this contract has already closed. This is just for showing. So basically, if I was to change the price, let's say the seller agreed to say, listen, we will take a different price. We will take 420. So please change it in the contract and get your buyers to initial and send it back to us, and we'll have it initial. So what we would do in this case is we would first of all, we would pretty much cross that with a strike through line. This is what we will do with the price, and then we will add the price, new price. In this case, let's say 420. There it is. You can click on it once, and then you drag it wherever you want. And you click on the screen somewhere, so let's go of that. So again, you cannot move it like that, but if you click on it once and you drag it, you can move it around wherever you want. And you place it there, click anywhere in the screen, and it frees it up. And if you double click on it, you can type it again. You can change the price, whatever it is you want to write. So now that that's there, I need to put an initial mark. I'm going to choose the buyer to initial. I don't need a date for the buyer initial unless you want to put it in, but click on it once and then put it next to it. Click on it. There it is. And if you need a second buyer, it would be buyer number 2. Click on it once and you put buyer number 2 here. That's it. That's how you would do it. Same thing with the signatures. If it was a signature that you require, you would do the same thing. In this case, signature, I would put a date. So at least it shows, let's say if this was the bottom of the page, I'll put a signature and then here's the date. And then again, I can click on it once, and it becomes orange, and then I can drag it around. I can put it on the side, I can put it on the bottom, it doesn't really matter. And then I can just click on the screen, it just lets it go. And that's it. So this is how I would set it up for a buyer to send it to for initials before I send it back to the seller. Same thing you could do with text, paragraph if you want to write something. Let's say if I was to go to page 11 and I want to write something in additional terms, additional language, I could either use the text, or text is just one line, or I can do a paragraph. And this is what it would look like. Click on it once and you can change the shape. You can drag it. So if I want to write anything there, that's what it would look like. I can drag it. There it is. And again, I can always add new signatures or initials. Buyer number 1, initial. I can put new initials anywhere I want. Like in this case, I would put it here because I added something here. And that's it. So you can use the features to strike to cross something off. And then I can also click on the initial yellow area and drag it around. That's it. So in this case, I'm not going to do any of that. So since I'm going to take them out, I'm going to actually show you how to delete it. So I can click on it and delete. Same thing with the line. I can click on a line and delete. And the same thing with this text. I can delete. Going back to page 1. Once you click on it, it becomes orange. You can move it around, drag it, or delete. Signature as well. That's it. All clear. And that's what you can do. Text, paragraph, check boxes, email signature, buyer signature, seller signature, whoever signature you need, or initials. Whenever I do a signature, I always put the date. This is a customer signature, but if it was a buyer signature or buyer number 2. And then one last thing, the checkbox. If I wanted to, let me pick another example here. Well, let's say one of these boxes was not checked, and I want to check this one. But this is already signed. This is no longer the electronic version that you can just check boxes. So this is already signed. This is already an established contract, and just like the e-signatures and the initials and text and strike-throughs, the boxes are the same way. We cannot check that. So if I wanted to check that box and cross that one off, this is what I would do. I would check that box. I can click on it once and drag it. Right place, right there. And if I click on it twice, checked. Now it's checked. And if I want to cross that one off because that one doesn't apply anymore, I will use the same strategy. I would just do this. Click on it once so it's editable, so you can change the size, drag it, put it there, something like that. And then of course I would use the initial to indicate that something was changed there. And then again, if I click on it once, I can drag it around. So this is how this works. I wanted to just clarify, this is something that a lot of people don't know how to do. And this happens almost every transaction. You have this issue of editing something, revising something. That's how you do it. After you're done, you just close this, and whatever you change is going to take place. And then, of course, after you do that, and the contract is ready to be submitted to somebody, you can just come to send it via email and send it to the proper party. Um, you know, just whoever the buyer is, and that's it.